When I first started teaching visual art many years ago, I thought the most important thing was learning skills to be able to make art. After more than 25 years of teaching, I've come to realize that there is so much more to learn from art classes than just skills. Now more than ever, people need art not just during their stressful high school years, but later in their professional careers and personal lives. When asked why students should take art classes in high school, students responded predominantly that it is a welcome stress reducer that has helped them get through difficult semesters. We talk a lot about the importance of mindfulness, and the act of making art is a great way to achieve that elusive state. Using recently developed technology, science has been taking a closer look at the impact of art on the brain. In these fMRI images, the researchers noticed a significant improvement in psychological resilience, or the ability of a person to handle stress. Research has shown us that not only does it help reduce stress, but art also stimulates and energizes the brain in unique ways, preparing the mind for future challenges. While I give you an overview of the visual art course offerings at Weston High School, I will share with you aspects of each course that might not be immediately apparent from the description in the Weston High School Program of Studies. Art 1 focuses on drawing and painting as the essential skills, and the underlying goal is to give each student confidence that he or she can draw, and with practice, can draw really well. Drawing is such an essential skill for communicating ideas quickly, and a little skill development can provide individuals with a lifetime of confidence. Imagine in your own life if instead of saying, "I can't draw," you were able to say, "Let me make a quick sketch to show you what I'm thinking." Video production classes help students understand how to make a movie, and communication through video is incredibly important and a useful skill. But there is so much more. Students collaborate with each other to learn complex software and unique hardware to tell a story. Being able to work together as a team is vital in any career, and video classes truly help students learn how to work as a team, each responsible for their part to achieve a common goal. Photography 1 is about connections and seeing the world thoughtfully, creatively, and with regard for others. Students learn that while anyone can take a photograph, making a great photograph requires thoughtfulness, discipline, openness, and experimentation. Photoshop has almost completely replaced the darkroom at this point, and is becoming a very useful tool to make photographs better. But understanding Photoshop also helps us analyze photographic images in our lives. It takes keen observation and understanding of the moment to be able to capture a still image that connects the viewer with the emotion and message the photographer is trying to share. Great photographs give us a shared sense of community. The touchscreen is an amazing invention, but I have noticed during my years teaching young people that we are gradually losing our sense of touch, fine motor skills, and dexterity. Drawing and painting and printmaking are great for improving sensitivity, but few classes are as tactile as clay. Clay Studio is about resilience. All of our courses integrate failure in the experience, and we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't help students experience and learn through failure, but few courses have it as abundantly as Clay Studio. Hand-building projects provide plenty of challenging opportunities and lead up to an introduction to the potter's wheel. Once students see failure as a necessary guide, it is so exciting to watch them grow in confidence during the semester, rebound from catastrophe, or even reinterpret those catastrophes. It's all about resilience. Visual communication is the essence of graphic design. Students work primarily with Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop and begin to understand the power of fonts and imagery. Of course, being able to execute interesting and effective visual designs is a useful skill, but being able to recognize and analyze design is a lifelong benefit, and not just for graphic designers or mechanical engineers. Graphic design is a fundamental visual language in our contemporary society, and in my opinion, should be a required course for all students. Film, the New Literacy. This course will introduce students to the watershed moments and visionaries of the golden age of film, and will guide them through the process of critically analyzing film to help them better appreciate and navigate our video-saturated world. Essentially, it's our first art history class, with a focus on film. Our newest course, Printmaking, was inspired by the success and enthusiasm generated during the last June Academy. Students will be exploring 4 specific areas of printmaking: woodcut, carborundum, silkscreen, and monotype. I am excited by students learning collectively through trial and error to go deeper in a particular area of visual art. This course can be a mental challenge as students work on plates that are interpreted by the inks and the press. Cause and effect are explored along with understanding and applying various tools and materials to create the final image. These courses are only a single semester in length and allow students to choose a variety of paths to explore during their years at Weston High School. Many upperclassmen decide to expand their skills and confidence by enrolling in our advanced art courses and prepare a portfolio for college applications, regardless of their intended major of study. We have formally added AP Studio Art as an option for Art 3 and 4 students, but AP portfolios can be submitted for AP credit in a variety of areas, including photography, graphic design, and sculpture. We do allow interested incoming freshman students to apply for admittance to the year-long Art 2 course as freshmen, based on a portfolio review and permission of the instructor. Our visual arts classes teach people how to discover creative solutions to complex problems and boldly embrace failure as part of the learning process. Observation and noticing small details, visual comparisons, or moments of expression or interactions between people, often invisible to the untrained eye, are explored in drawing, photography, video, and other visual arts, and are so valuable to future doctors, therapists, engineers, and more. So much of what we study in high school is removed from physical materials and design. Experience with paint, ink, clay, and so many other materials transfer to many other future applications. Contemplation and visualization of complex concepts, such as empathy, awareness, and social justice, are important. It is challenging to create something that moves another person to understanding and action. Experience and comprehension of complex software like Illustrator, Photoshop, or Adobe Premiere provides the tools and confidence to explore and understand and interact with more software and other digital tools. This is just a sampling of some of the concepts explored and benefits of taking high school art classes. And just to be clear, acquiring and developing artistic skills to have for the rest of your life is really great too. If you have any questions, please contact Chris Fell at fellc@weston.org. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kate Lemons, and I'm the English and Drama Department Head at Weston High School. I'd like to share some information with you about what your children can expect in both English and drama classes in 9th grade and beyond. On the screen right now is a statement of purpose that the English and Drama Department works to meet each year, including focusing on our students' critical thinking, reading, writing, and speaking skills. The way we accomplish these goals in 9th grade is through one uniform course that all 9th graders take, English 9. We begin all 9th graders in the same course so that all of our students entering high school start at the same starting place. We want them to build the foundational skills uniformly that will be needed for all future courses. The text that they read during this class may include The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, a wonderful coming-of-age story written within the past 10 or 15 years that our students report really enjoying. We also include the classics, such as The Odyssey and Romeo and Juliet. And we integrate a range of choice reading that includes predominantly contemporary novels so that students can pursue some reading that they feel they will most enjoy. We often use this as an opportunity to try out new books that we might want to integrate into the core curriculum. In fact, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian was first taught as part of our choice reading unit, and students responded so well to it that eventually we moved it into being a core text. Beyond the text that we read, we also focus on building their critical reading skills. And by this, we mean that we want to advance our students further from the level of comprehension of what they read to being able to analyze and interpret it, linked to key literary constructs. We also want to encourage them to demonstrate their critical reading through discussion and a range of writing experiences. These writing experiences include developing their skills in analytic, narrative, and expository writing, and they demonstrate those critical reading skills through this writing. These three types of writing are also very fully aligned with the Mass curriculum frameworks, as is all of our 9th grade curriculum. We also strive to support all students. Many people ask, how can students with varying needs be also equally supported in one course? But we feel we've come up with a pretty good system to do that in our English 9 class. In English 9, we often have sections that integrate special education professionals, and that occurs where scheduling allows and the need exists to enable more individual attention to all. We also make sure that the teachers of English 9 hold weekly team meetings at which they plan, align, and discuss their curriculum. And we also want to make sure that they are working uniformly to scaffold or provide support, as well as to extend or provide opportunities for further learning for those students for whom those options are appropriate. We further have common assessments that all classes of English 9 undertake because we want to ensure there is parity across the classes. Even though those assessments, the major assignments, are uniform, teachers do apply their own style and approach to the texts in their day-to-day classes. So there is some flexibility for students to experience the unique skills and knowledge that a teacher has. Overall, teachers provide extensive one-on-one support, which is available both during our office hours and as needed beyond those hours. Teachers regularly work with students individually on their writing, both in class and out of class, as well as offering support for struggling students who need extra guidance on their reading. Beyond 9th grade, we go into a phase of many various options. And this chart, which is available in the program of studies, outlines the various choices students have once they move beyond 9th grade. In 10th grade, honors will become available, as we will also continue to have CP, and all students take a public speaking course in 10th grade. In 11th grade, there's even additional options such as honors again, CP, but there's also semester courses available to 11th and 12th graders. We do encourage 11th graders to take an American literature course, but if they happen to just love English, they can start to add additional courses that are purely by choice by taking some of the semester courses that we offer to 11th and 12th graders. So in 12th grade, those courses continue to be available, as does an AP English literature course become available to them in 12th grade. In addition, you can see that we have an English elective listed here, and then the semester courses are listed out down at the bottom. That elective course that I mentioned is the only English elective we have, a true elective that does not fulfill the English course requirement for each year, and that is our Journalism 1 and 2 classes. New students to the journalism course take Journalism 1. It's an introductory course. Students who are returning, who usually take on additional writing and editing responsibilities, take Journalism 2. Primarily, the journalism course is designed to train students and to enable them to produce Wildcat Tracks, our high school newspaper, that in most years, not currently, but in most years is produced as both an online and a print version of the school newspaper. The other aspects of the course are that the students get to learn about the world of print and online journalism through those experiences. In addition, our drama program has several theater arts electives that are open to 9th graders. These include Exploring Acting, which is our introductory course. There are no prerequisites. This is for the student who maybe didn't take any acting classes in middle school, but wants to try it out now, or who took one maybe in 6th grade, but wants to make sure they get a little bit more experience before they finish schooling in Weston. It also fulfills our public speaking requirement because we ensure that the core skills that we teach in speech are also taught in this Exploring Acting class. A more advanced class is called Developing Character, and this is open to 8th graders it's open to 9th graders who in 8th grade took scene study. They can move right into this course. It's also available to students who were very involved in drama at the middle school level, and it just takes their director's or instructor's recommendation to be placed into it as a 9th grader. Finally, technical theater is also a course open to all 9th graders, and it's our wonderful course for those who enjoy hands-on learning, people who want to build and design and learn about things like lighting and sound in the technical side of theater. It's a great hands-on course for them. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about any of this information. You can reach me most easily through my email address right now, because of course with our unique schedule, I'm not always in my office, but if you would like to leave a voicemail for me, I will get back to you as quickly as I can, and there is my number at which you can reach me. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing a little bit about our English and Drama program, and I look forward to meeting your children next year. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm Kathy Baker, Director of World Languages, and I will walk you through the course choices for the World Language Department for grades 9 and beyond. So these are our World Language course offerings. Generally speaking, students from the middle school come in here at the Intermediate 1 level. And here are our offerings for Latin, and most middle school students come in here at the Latin 2 level. This is the usual sequence for students who come in from the middle school, and this applies to most, but certainly not all students. So in 9th grade, most students take Intermediate 1 or Latin 2. Moving on to 10th grade, Intermediate 2 or Latin 3. 11th grade, Intermediate 3 honors or Latin 4 honors. And then 12th grade, either the AP or the honors option. And again, this is the majority of students, but certainly not all. We have some 9th graders that come in at the novice level, and then some who come in at the Intermediate 2 level, and those are usually heritage speakers. General practices in the World Language Department. We have proficiency-based instruction that targets developing language skills and not memorization of content. So gone are the days where students were supposed to memorize a long, long list of vocabulary words and grammar rules and then remember them to put them back on a test. So right now what we do with language classes, it's all about the communication and whether students can communicate properly using their language. We focus on the speaking and listening skills at the novice and the low intermediate levels. We have homework after each class, or after most classes, but it only takes, generally speaking, about 15 minutes. We use Google Classroom for our assignments. We offer quiz corrections or makeup quizzes in most courses, so students can do better if they'd like to. If they want to improve their grade, they can retake assessments to show that they've learned more. And we offer extra help during study halls, W block, and after school in a normal year. This year we're doing most of that via Zoom. The seal of biliteracy is something to keep in mind as you help your students choose their courses for 9th grade and beyond. The seal of biliteracy is an award given to recognize students who have achieved high intermediate level proficiency in at least 2 languages. So in order to be as proficient as possible in a world language, it's best to continue with the same language from middle school to high school. I know there's some situations where students might want to change languages, but if possible, in order to become as proficient as possible, it's ideal for students to stay with the same language. We give the Apple and Alira tests for languages other than English to demonstrate proficiency. So those are third-party assessments, and it helps us determine whether or not a student has reached a certain level of proficiency in order to earn the seal of biliteracy on their diplomas. Double uppers, which is what we call students who take 2 languages in high school. Students can take 2 languages here at the high school, unlike at middle school, and they should sign up at course registration time. If a student is able to take 2 languages, they would be eligible for the Polyglot Award, which is given to all students who take 4 years of one language, which is usually the language they've taken in middle school, and then 2 years of a second language. So this award is not based on grades or on proficiency. It's to recognize students who understand that proficiency or the desire to become proficient in languages is valuable, and they earn a certificate at class day. Here are a few slides talking about our specific programs. Our French program is the Entre Cultures program. We offer various June Academy trips in the past. We've offered trips to Martinique and to France, and we've talked about doing one to French-speaking Canada as well. Our Latin program uses the Oxford Latin series. We offer the national Latin exam every year, and then intermittently we offer the etymology and the mythology exams as well, so students can show what they've achieved on those tests. Those are optional tests, by the way. The AP program focuses on Virgil and Caesar, and we do offer periodic travel to Italy, Rome specifically, and that's a trip that is offered at both the middle school and high school levels. Our Mandarin program uses the integrated Chinese program. We have usually a community event for Chinese New Year every year. This year it's going to look very different. It's on Zoom. I believe they're planning something for next weekend via Zoom, so I'm sure you'll hear more about that. But in other years, we do a big celebration for the community for Chinese New Year. There are some travel opportunities. In particular, there is a 2 to 3 month stay in China for 1 or 2 students we can send, and they stay either in with host families or in dorms, and they're able to take classes for a few months in China. And then lastly, our Spanish program uses the Entre Culturas program, and we have several options after the Honors Intermediate 3 course, which is typically the junior course. Our 3 choices are the AP Spanish Language course, the Honors Hispanic Culture and Literature course, and then at least every other year we offer the AP Spanish Literature course. And some travel opportunities that we've offered in the past were a 3-week exchange to Argentina, a trip to Argentina, a trip to Cuba, a trip to Peru. So those are June Academy trips usually. World Language Week this year is the week of March 8th. If you are interested in speaking to your child's class about how you've used language either in your career or in your life, or if you've come from a different culture and would be interested in talking to your student's class about that, please reach out to your student's language teacher. We would love to have you the week of March 8th. Via Zoom, of course, via Zoom. Some important considerations as you help your child determine what language to take next year and throughout high school. Heritage speakers may take a placement test for the appropriate placement at the high school. Please email me at bakerk@weston.org to schedule this, or speak to your student's guidance counselor. Any of us can help you with that. Usually heritage speakers, if they want to, and they're able to read and write effectively, can jump into intermediate 2, but we do need to do a placement test for them. Many colleges look for 4 years of language on the transcripts. Beginning classes in all 4 languages allow for students to take a language all 4 years, even if they change languages. So if your student is one of those students who would like to take a different language in high school than they took in middle school, we do offer beginning courses in all 4 languages. Now, whether they run or not determines on how many kids sign up for them. So for example, the past several years, we've had some difficulty finding enough students to run Latin 1. But this year we have Latin 1 being offered, we've revamped it a little bit, so it's called Intro to Latin Culture and Language, and students can take it either a full year or as a semester course. So with culture being predominantly what we study in semester 1, and language is what they predominantly study in semester 2, but students can study it for either the whole year or for 1 semester. If students do want to continue on to Latin 2, though, they do need to take it for the whole year. Minimal homework at lower levels helps make taking languages more accessible to all students, and it also helps taking 2 languages more accessible as well. Proficiency in world languages helps students stand out. So it's common for students here at Weston High School to take a language for all 4 years, but it's not as common nationally. So that's just something to keep in mind as students are thinking about applying to colleges, is that having language on the transcript for 4 years really does help. Additionally, having a second language for a few years would also help. And number 5, proficiency in languages is a skill that can be used throughout life, and that's something that we try to transmit to our students that they sometimes have difficulty seeing right now, but that language learning can pay off in the long run, and it can be a skill that is useful to you in your life and in your career. We have a Twitter account, so please feel free to follow us, Weston World Lang. And if you have any questions, if your child has a unique situation and you'd like to talk to me about it, or you'd like some guidance, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. So email is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, bakerk@weston.org. But also, please feel free to call and leave a message if that's easier for you. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I hope you have a great evening.
Hi, my name is Jim McLaughlin. I'm the head of the math department, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about our course offerings and philosophy of the department. I want to just start by saying I have two kids at home. Both went through the transition from middle school to high school. And while I know it can be a scary one, it's also one that is filled with lots and lots of opportunities. And I want to also assure you that the high school is an amazing place to allow kids to figure out what they're passionate about, explore new areas. And I'll tell you that the math department is filled with some amazing teachers who not only are passionate about the subject, but also really enjoy working with kids and want every single kid to succeed. So I assure you, your kids will be in good hands next year. First, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what the course offerings are. A typical sequence is geometry of some sort, followed by algebra 2, followed by pre-calculus, and then some sort of calculus. And there's statistics in there as well. In the honors sequence, it's embedded in the Algebra 2 course, and in the CP sequence, it is embedded in second semester after calculus. Another picture of the course sequence is this flow chart here. What I want you to notice is a couple things. One is there's a lot of arrows going up and down, back and forth. And that is because we really believe that where a student is in 6th or 7th grade shouldn't determine what their math path is for the rest of their career. So we see there are a lot of students that move from CP to honors and honors to CP. The other thing I want you to notice is that as students get older, there are more and more options available to them. Courses like statistics and applied discrete math and some other things I'll talk about in a few slides. In addition to that course sequence, we have AP Statistics, we have AP Computer Science, we have a Programming in Python course, we have an Applied Discrete Math course. So there's a lot of interesting options available for students. Opportunities for mathletes. Weston has an incredibly successful math team. We have had students that have been literally the top in the country, and our team has won New England for several years, really successful team. So we encourage students that are interested in math to explore this. So we have a math team that runs, they can all year long, essentially. They compete in contests from other schools through New England Math League, as well as the Math Olympiad, and they take the AMC. We also have students that compete in the Computer Science League. We also have students that sometimes have a particular interest and work with teachers to do some independent study on something that they're interested in. In addition to teaching the traditional skills in a math course and some of the content, we also think that math is kind of the ideal subject to learn these bigger, more important life skills. Things like persistence, communication, resilience, critical thinking, logic, curiosity, creativity, organization, and collaboration. So students will develop these skills and these essential attributes in the math classroom while they're also learning an amazing amount of very interesting mathematics. Student support, we really believe that students to succeed and achieve at a high level need a lot of support. Math is not an easy subject, and we really want to push students to learn as much as they possibly can. But we also think that students need support to do that. So we offer retakes and other opportunities to learn from mistakes. We have an open door policy for extra help, so students who need some support can just come over to the math office, and they don't even have to meet with their own teacher. They can just have a question and come on in, and we'll help them out. We have some co-taught classes to help give students additional support. And we really will go out of our way to help students succeed. We want every student to succeed in mathematics while they're at Weston. In addition, we have a kind of a philosophy for how math should be taught. We explore topics in depth, so we don't just race through and think of it as a series of skills, but we really dive deep into these topics. We want skills to have a context, so we're not just doing skills for skills' sake. Students should be the center of the learning. They should be doing a lot of the work, not the teacher doing a lot of the work. Kind of think of math as it's not a spectator sport. You got to get involved in it. We use technology when we feel like it's appropriate and helpful for students to build understanding, and we avoid technology when we think it will hinder that development of understanding. We have repeated opportunities to demonstrate competence. So it's kind of more reflecting of real life, right? You have multiple opportunities to learn something. And we have a major emphasis on communication, resilience, collaboration, and persistence. We also believe, we have a philosophy in the math department that math is something that's new. It's not just the math that was discovered, thousands of years ago. New math is being figured out and discovered and explored, and we want students to experience that as well. So what do we cover in the high school? We look at topics like cryptography, trigonometry and music, fractals, Tamari balls, math modeling, game theory, eigenfaces, graph theory, all of these things to show students that math is new, exciting, and relevant to them. If you'd like more information, you can contact me. Again, my name is Jim McLaughlin. I'm the math department chair. My email is mclaughlinj@weston.org, and there's my telephone number. That's my direct number to my office. Give me a call if you have any questions. And then finally, I just thought I would leave you with a quick little demonstration of what our trig and music unit can look like. This was a few years back. I had a student, we have them bring their instruments in. We take a look at the graphs of the notes they play and try to figure out what notes they're playing. And I had one student come up and I said, "Oh, can you just play a little something?" And he played this. And I was absolutely blown away. I had no idea that the student was the musician he has. And that's when I realized how amazing opportunities students here in Weston have. There's so many things from music to arts to math. There's so many things for students to explore. It is a really great place. And I hope next year your kids will appreciate it as much as I do. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Chris Memley, and I am Director of Music for the Weston Public Schools. It is my pleasure to tell you about the high school music program. As you will see, I'm very proud of this program. We've been named a Best Community for Music Education by the NAM Foundation for many years in a row. We're very proud of this honor. Our philosophy in all of our music courses is to create lifelong music lovers, and our courses are structured to promote this philosophy. I'm also proud to say that many of our students continue playing after high school in their college groups, etc. The courses in this slide are all of the music courses available at Weston High School. I always like to show this list to incoming freshmen so they can get a feel of the courses that are available to them while at Weston High School. The courses on the left-hand column are the courses available freshman year. Next, here to tell you about our concert band is our concert band director, Claire Nalvin.
Hi, my name is Miss Nalvin, and I conduct many of the wind, brass, and percussion ensembles at Weston High School, including concert band, Jazz 1, and Jazz 2. I also teach the chamber music class as well as AP Music Theory. Concert band is open to all students grades 9 through 12 who play a wind, brass, or percussion instrument. We play a variety of genres including marches, pop music, and classical music. After ninth grade, if you'd like, you can audition for the wind ensemble, which is grades 10 through 12 and taught by Mr. Memley. I also teach both jazz ensembles at the high school. Most students have played in middle school jazz band, but if you did not, you can still audition for Jazz 1, which is open to freshmen. After that, as a 10th through 12th grader, you can also audition to be in Jazz 2. Band is a lot of fun, and we really enjoy playing together and making music. I hope you'll join us, and I can't wait to see you next year.
Next, Jonathan Eldridge is here to tell you about high school chorus.
Hi, Mr. Eldridge here to tell you about chorus at Weston High School. Chorus is our largest vocal ensemble at Weston High, and it's open to anyone who wants to sing, whether you're a veteran vocalist or have never sung a note in your life. The music that we sing and perform covers a wide variety of styles, from traditional choral repertoire to contemporary a cappella and everything in between. Singers in chorus at WHS have the opportunity to audition for our advanced vocal ensembles, the concert choir and the jazz choir, for sophomore year and beyond. We'd love to have you sing with us and be part of the fun.
Thank you, John. It is my pleasure to tell you about the concert orchestra. The concert orchestra is open to all students, and we perform standard orchestral literature. In addition to string orchestra repertoire, we combine with the chamber orchestra and select wind players from the wind ensemble, which I also teach, to form the Weston High School Symphony Orchestra. The concert orchestra is made up of students grades 9 through 12 and is structured to provide a very positive experience for all students in the group. Next, we have chamber music, which is scheduled in the drop block for orchestra. Students must also be enrolled in orchestra or band. This class focuses on chamber music skills. The students in the course will be divided into small groups and will be made up of string, wind, brass, or percussion instruments. These groups perform regularly during the school year throughout the community. Here's a list of some of the performance opportunities available to our high school students throughout the school year. Since our courses focus on performance, there are many opportunities. Please note that rehearsals and performances outside of regular school hours are required. In addition to performance in our ensembles, here are some additional music activities available to our students. Many of our students are selected for junior district, senior district, all-state, all-eastern, and even national festivals. To brag a little, this year, Weston had 17 students selected for all-state. That really is an incredible number of students for a school this small. In addition, students will have the opportunity while at Weston High School to participate in our New York music trip, spring musical, private lessons, and our Triumph National Honor Society. Again, it was a pleasure to tell you about the Weston High School music program. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. This is a fantastic time to be a member of the Weston High School music program. We really have some wonderful teachers and students. I hope to see you in one of our ensembles.
You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over.
Good evening. This is Dr. Steve Ribisi, Science Department Head for the middle school and high school. And I am here this evening to talk a little bit about the course offerings at the high school. Let me welcome you to this event, and let me say that the science teachers are very excited to be welcoming your sons and daughters into our classrooms next year. I hope that next year will be a more normal year, but even in the midst of this pandemic, there are some exciting things going on in the science department, both at the middle school and the high school. And there's a lot of good teaching, and I think hopefully a lot of good learning as well. Let me start by sharing with you a little bit about our philosophy. All of the science teachers, this is true at the middle school and it's true at the high school, are experts in their content. They're very passionate about science, and they're excellent teachers. One thing that sets us apart as a discipline is the idea that science isn't just a collection of facts to be learned, but rather science provides a lens through which humankind is able to understand the natural world and our place in the natural world. And so we're passionate about science, and we believe that the reason you learn science is not so that you know a bunch of interesting facts, but so that you are able to problem solve and understand the world the way it works. All of our science courses are laboratory based. All of them are year long. We have relevant use of technology, which is true this year in the pandemic, of course, but even when we're teaching under normal circumstances, we integrate technology into our courses as much as possible. As you might expect for a science curriculum, we're inquiry-based. And what that means is hands-on, but also minds-on. And so kids will be doing labs, kids will be doing activities with materials in physics, in chemistry, and biology. But they'll be doing activities and labs that require them to think deeply and to challenge themselves. We're committed to differentiated instruction. We have a wide range of students in our classes. That's true in our college prep courses, and it's also true in our honors and AP courses, and we understand this. Not everyone who sits in front of us in our classrooms wants to be a science major in college or have a career in science after college. We understand that. And some kids are very academically talented and school comes very easily to them, and other kids struggle a little bit more. And so we try to present the material, we try to run classes that use various different modalities of teaching so that we can reach all students. One thing I want to get to immediately is the idea of the transition from 8th grade to 9th grade and how students are placed into the science course for 9th grade. At Weston High School, the 9th grade science is physics. There are two versions, there are two levels, college prep and honors. The 8th grade teachers spend a good amount of time thinking about the students' academic abilities, their interest in science, but also their ability to work independently. One of the major changes from middle school to high school is that students are often asked to keep track of assignments and to pace themselves and to independently master material. Our honors level courses require this to a much larger degree than our CP level courses. And so one thing I'll say is we do not track in the high school, meaning that if a student comes in and is in CP physics in ninth grade, that does not mean that they have to take CP chemistry and biology. So in that sense, it's not the recommendation from 8th to ninth grade does not set the courses that the student is able to take for the rest of their high school career. I want to stress one thing above all in this paragraph you can see on this slide. We encourage students to challenge themselves with rigorous courses, but also want to stress the importance of balance in their lives. Some 8th graders, when they come into ninth grade next year, will be ready to take a high-level science course and to be independent learners, and others will take a little bit more time to get there. And so when a teacher in the 8th grade gives a recommendation, they're trying to anticipate to the best of their ability, using their considerable knowledge of the student, what will be best for the student. Families and students may disagree with the course recommendations that they get, in which case there is an override process. As department head, let me assure you that when I'm given course overrides, I think about them very carefully, and wherever possible, will place student in the desired course. Just keep in mind that not every course that a student takes in ninth grade has to be an honors course. That wouldn't be appropriate for every student. And there is a lot of different offerings in art and music and the other academic disciplines. And so I want to encourage students to think about that and to take a challenging course load, but that's going to vary from each student to student. And so just think about that a little bit before requesting an override into honors. In terms of the science courses at Weston High School, the sequence is physics in ninth grade, biology in 10th grade, and chemistry in 11th grade. CP physics and honors physics is offered in ninth grade, and it's an MCAS testing year. And so at the end of the year, in a normal year, students will take the MCAS. Major topics for the course are motion and forces, energy, momentum, waves, and electromagnetism. There are design projects built into the courses, and these are both rigorous courses, the CP and the honors. Again, in the honors course, students are going to be pushed a little harder, and it'll be anticipated that their math skills are better and that they're able to be independent learners to a larger extent. We understand these are ninth graders, so they're not going to have to teach themselves the curriculum in honors physics, but they are going to be called upon to learn the material quickly and to be self-starters. Both courses include 3 design projects as part of the normal curriculum. And I've been, now as department head for 3 years, I've been to the egg drop several times. We have students drop eggs from the second floor of the science wing atrium to the first floor. There's a tarp so that cleanup is easy. Though, to be honest, most students are able to design a successful solution to allow the egg to survive the trip. In terms of supports, students have a number of options. Of course, the teacher is the primary support, and teachers are willing to work with students during mutual free time, before school, after school. I anticipate that next year, with the advent of cameras that we now have in classrooms and the proficiency we've gained using Zoom, that students will have the option to contact teachers during set hours from home and to meet with them, by appointment. So I think that we'll have a wide range of ways for students to access their teachers that wasn't really possible before this year. In terms of help that students can get, we have an enrichment center, tech. There are math and science specialists there for one-on-one support. They also do group review and preview. Study halls, so students will typically have one study hall, and that's a good time to meet with a teacher and get support that they might need. Again, the physics teacher is going to be the primary support, and teachers welcome students reaching out to them for extra help. It is an MCAS year, and so we do not teach the test in the sense that there's no, strictly speaking, MCAS prep as part of the curriculum. What we do is we teach a rigorous and thorough physics curriculum. Students get opportunities to do labs. Students get opportunities to think about questions that are more than just superficial, and so they're well prepared for the MCAS. One thing we do at the end of the year, instead of taking a typical final, they take a practice MCAS exam as their final. They do this before the MCAS, and then teachers grade it and return it in time for students to have a little bit of time, a couple of days, to brush up on any topics in the curriculum that they had trouble with as identified by the practice test. And that seems to have helped. We do quite well. Our physics teachers are excellent, as are all of our science teachers at the high school. And by the end of the year, students will be ready for that MCAS. In terms of other options beyond the ninth grade, again, the sequence coming out of 8th grade and going into high school is physics, and then biology, and then chemistry. The arrows that you see here kind of crisscrossing. That's to make sure you understand that we don't have CP students and we don't have honor students in science. We have CP classes and honors classes. So if a student comes into ninth grade and has been recommended for CP physics and takes that class, that does not mean that they won't be able to take honors biology or honors chemistry later on in their career. We offer 3 APs, AP biology, AP chemistry, and AP physics. The version of AP physics we offer is calculus-based. All 3 are rigorous college-level courses. All 3 are generally meant to be second-year courses, meaning before you take AP biology, you will have taken either CP or honors biology in 10th grade. Some of our more advanced, more interested and capable science students will double up on classes. That's done in consultation with the department head and also with guidance. And so students will approach me and say, can I take both biology and chemistry in 10th grade? The answer is typically no. But if a student has the preparation and their teachers believe they're capable, that is an option. In terms of non-AP electives, we have a range of electives. And from last year, some of those electives are honors and some are CP. Our honors electives are forensics and DNA biotechnology. And our CP electives are anatomy and physiology and environmental science. These electives are generally taken in senior year, though juniors sometimes take these classes as well. There's also a 2-year engineering program, Intro to Engineering and Advanced Engineering, which is an honors level elective. The broken arrow between those 2 courses means that students can take them in sequence. For example, you could take Intro to Engineering as a junior and then Advanced Engineering as a senior. But it's also possible to take one or the other. So particularly motivated students who are interested in engineering might take Advanced Engineering as a junior or senior without ever having taken Intro to Engineering. The engineering program and the difference between those 2 courses, Intro to Engineering requires physics, or requires a basic understanding of physics. The math isn't as challenging. And while there is some computer programming built in, it's not as prevalent as it is in Advanced Engineering. Both courses are problem-based, so students are going to be designing solutions to problems. For example, I've watched students in engineering build remote-controlled trucks and do all kinds of other cool things. And so 2 years of engineering are possible, and that's a great program taught by an excellent teacher. So this is the range of options that are available in science. I have to bring this to a close. I'll say 2 things. First off, science enrichment. Besides the courses that we offer, there are extracurricular activities in science, most notably our science team, which competes successfully against other schools in Eastern Massachusetts. We have a robotics club. We also have multiple guest speakers, and in a normal year, we'll do out-of-school field trips, though we also do in-school field trips. And those have actually taken place this year during the pandemic via Zoom. For example, we have a symposium for the high school that's going to be on the science of COVID scheduled for March 17th. And so that's basically an in-school field trip where people from Novartis will be talking a bit about COVID and some of the therapeutics and vaccines that are coming out. I'm going to bring this to a close. I haven't probably answered all of your questions. I encourage you and welcome you to contact me. Here's my email address, rabisi@weston.org. There's also my office number, but to be honest, the best way to get in touch with me is via email. I'm very responsive via email. Be happy to talk about any questions you may have, any concerns you have. And again, welcome to Weston High School, and we really look forward to having your sons and daughters in our science classes next year. Thank you very much.
Hi there, I'm Carrie Dunn. I'm the History and Social Studies Department Head for Weston Middle School and Weston High School, and I also teach history at Weston High School, and I'll be here to tell you a little bit about our program for students who are current 8th graders entering 9th grade. So here are some photos of days of yore when we didn't need masks and our students could be really close to each other. But rest assured, we still do plenty of engaging hands-on learning, even with masks, even with social distancing. Right? We love to take our students out into the field. Right here we have students participating in 9th grade students participating in a Doctors Without Borders program that was held in the Seaport. It was very interesting. Right? We take students far away, and this is something that we can still do even in the times of COVID, right? Using virtual reality headsets that were purchased through a WHS grant, and we get a lot of use out of them. We have a wonderful librarian at Weston High School, Alita Hansen, and one of the most important skills that we teach in 9th grade, all 9th grade classes, are research skills, right? Identifying quality sources, citing those sources in your writing, right? proving arguments with evidence, and our librarian works very closely with our social studies teachers. Here she is with Miss McLaughlin in the 9th grade classroom, right? Making sure that all of our students have a really solid research skills program embedded into their 9th grade history course. And here we are out on the road again. We had visited the Peabody Essex Museum, which has a wonderful collection of art and architectural related art objects from the Far East, from China, Korea, and Japan. So we had gone out to Salem to see their exhibits, and we walked down to take a group photo at the end. So what is the grade 9 through 12 pathway for history and social studies, right? One good piece of news, because a lot of parents are really keyed in on what level to take, is in history and social studies, this is only a 1-year decision. So you're making a decision for a current 8th grader about what they're going to take in 9th grade, and they're only really beholden to that for 9th grade. We certainly have plenty of students who move up and sideways in every which way between 9th and 10th grade, and there are no restrictions on that. Right. And I would also assure you that we have a very high quality program in 9th grade for our CP level world history and our honors level world history. So either option, student will have a rich, enjoyable experience aligned with our state frameworks. The sequence, right, is progressing from 8th grade, right, to 9th grade, which is an early world history, right, course. Kind of ends in the mid-18th century all around the world, right? They proceed on to a modern world history course in 10th grade. Some students choose to take AP World History in 10th grade, right? In 11th grade, we have many of our students take AP US History, right? They can also take a regular modern US History course. And then we have a range of electives that are open to almost all of them to 11th and 12th graders. We also have a few electives that are open to 10th graders, and Intro to Economics a student can take in 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade. And I would definitely encourage, right, all students, even as entering 9th graders, to take a look at what we offer. We offer some really rich, terrific courses, right? AP European History, AP Psychology. We offer a dual enrollment economics class in partnership with Syracuse University. It's a real hot seller. Students have had a terrific experience in that. We have a new Action Civics course starting this year, right? Students have had a very positive experience on that this year, developing a project on a topic of personal interest over the course of a semester. We have an American Politics course, right? We have a course called Race, Class, Gender. We have a Contemporary World Issues class open to 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, right? And of course, our Introductory Economics course, which is a great fit for just about any student. The biggest decision on many of your minds are around whether to take 9th grade honors world history or college prep world history. We have the same core content in both courses. Both courses emphasize primary sources. We actually use the same core textbook in each class, right? And in each setting, we have terrific teachers who are available to help all students succeed. They're really committed to help all students succeed. We do have some differences, though, and basically additional challenges available for students taking the honors option. So in addition to their core course over the year, they complete a global citizenship project, which is an extensive year-long multi-step research project, right? So they're doing that in addition to their regular units of study. The assessments are a little bit more comprehensive, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more focused on analytical thinking, right? There's more exposure to historical theories and consideration of varied viewpoints as they study different topics. But there is not a wild difference, right, between our honors level course and our college prep level course. And we have many students who take the CP level course in 9th grade and move on to take our honors modern world history course in 10th grade. And they can absolutely even take AP world history in 10th grade if they feel like they're up for a real challenge. That's fine. If you have any questions about placement, the best place to start is by contacting your child's 8th grade history teacher who knows them well and really think about the most appropriate placement, but also in the context of what else they're taking and what other activities and commitments, right, they will have as a ninth grader. And then you're also always welcome to contact me, Carrie Dunn. My email is dunne, D-U-N-N-E-K @weston.org. I'm happy to help, right, with any questions. I really look forward to seeing your child next year at Weston High School, right? I'll do anything I can to help them have a smooth transition. Thank you, and reach out with any questions.
Hello, this is Mitch Finnegan, Director of the Wellness Education Department for the Weston Public Schools. And thank you for joining us for this presentation of the programs of the Wellness Education Department at Weston High School. Our mission as a department from kindergarten through 12th grade is to foster habits of mind, body, and spirit that lead to cognitive, social, emotional, and physiological strength and the ability to make healthy decisions for lifetime wellness. At the high school, these fall into several different categories. We have courses in family and consumer sciences, health education, wellness education, and extensive community involvement, both working within the Weston Public Schools with other departments, as well as helping to co-facilitate the Weston Health Advisory Council, and also working collaboratively with PTO and several other school groups and community groups. Behind all of our courses is a commitment to high quality wellness education. Although we do a lot of fun games and activities in various courses, it's all based on structured learning environments developed around standards. We do expect students to have high level of effort in all of our courses. And also we have a particular focus in all of our courses around the social emotional development of all of our students. First aspect of our program I'll discuss is health education at Weston High School. And our fundamental concept is to train all of our students as health interventionists. We know that the most likely people that an adolescent will turn to for help with any issue or problem in their life is a peer, first of all, and then maybe a trusted adult in their life. So we want to train all of our students as health interventionists so they can help each other. At the freshman health level, our course is on Foundations for Personal Wellness. It's a 2-quarter course. These quarters are split between the first and second semester, so students either have freshman health in first and third quarter or second and fourth quarter. It's a 1-credit course. It meets 2 times per 8-day cycle when we're back to our normal rotation. Our focus is to look at values and have students begin to be able to discuss and crystallize their own values and the values of their family. We work on communication and decision making. We work on assessing risk in all sorts of personal wellness situations. And we have a focus on substance use and abuse and a particular focus on mental health and suicide prevention. Throughout all of our health education courses, we try to use evidence-based curricula that have been shown through study to be effective. And we do that in the freshman year in the several different areas of the curriculum. Quick look at sophomore and junior health education. Sophomore year focuses on social emotional development in adolescence. This meets either in the spring or the fall semester, 2 times per cycle. For the full semester, it's a 1-credit course. Sophomore year, we focus on building healthy relationships and training students as interventionists in dating abuse prevention. We work on mindfulness training, substance use disorder in the adolescent brain, and the science of sleep. Junior year is about self-identity and society. This is again a fall or spring semester course, 1 credit, 2 times per cycle. This really focuses on personality and psychosocial development of each student, moral and ethical development, issues of diversity, racism, and personal identity development, as well as a second time spent in health education on suicide prevention through the SOS Second Act curriculum. In our family and consumer sciences courses, these are courses that might be of particular interest to freshmen because these are elective courses that any student at the high school can take. Meet 1 semester and they're 4 times per cycle. It's a 2-credit course. We really try to foster the skills of critical and creative thinking, time management, self-monitoring, multitasking, and team building. Our goal is to empower students to examine their current food choices and to make optimal nutritional and wellness choices throughout their life. We have 4 courses that are available for any student to take in any order. Creative cooking, regional US cooking, which is only offered in the academic years ending in an odd year. International cooking, which is only offered in those years ending in an even year. So international cooking will be the one of these 2 that is offered for the 21-22 academic year. And cooking for fitness. And again, any student grades 9 through 12 is eligible to take any of these courses at any time in any order. We often find that any students who's taken one cooking class can't wait to sign up for the next one. So we encourage especially freshmen to use that as one of your elective options. In the physical education area, the freshman level course is based on wellness development. This is a required course. It sets the foundation for the remaining 3 years of physical education. Students will engage in a U.S. Tennis Association tennis curriculum. They'll complete a sampler program of our student choice or elective program that they will be part of in their sophomore, junior, and senior years. They'll gain CPR and AED certification or training and experience in international games as well. So again, students will spend the fall term, most of the fall term, in a tennis program, great lifetime game for them to learn. We'll also spend a significant amount of time exploring the options that will be available to them as upperclassmen in the coming years, getting a great diversity of the programs I'll run through quickly in just a moment, and then also the CPR and AED training. The electives program or upper class student choice program is for students in grades 10, 11, and 12. Again, physical education is required by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in every year from kindergarten through 12th grade. So that continues here at Weston High School. These are the options that will be available to the upperclassmen. One is lifelong activities, which really looks at those types of sports, games, activities, personal activities, or team and group activities that students can do throughout the lifespan. Yoga, meditation, and mindfulness actually builds off that lifetime course. So this is generally only open to juniors and seniors who've already taken the lifetime activities course. Students, any grade 10, 11, and 12 can choose from rackets, nets, and clubs. Combines both competitive non-contact sports, a lot of skill building, but these are also great social activities, many of which can be lifetime activities as well. We have another course in fitness, which is really based on developing personal and group fitness routines, learning all the basic skills and techniques, and developing a personal commitment to their own fitness levels. Another course in recreational games. This features many typical team sports, but also a lot of the newer sports and games. The emphasis in this course is on the fun of just playing the games. Although there is some competition involved, it's not highly competitive, and we really work at helping students to learn to moderate their competitiveness so they can simply enjoy playing the games with peers and friends of all different abilities. Another course is aquatics and sports-based fitness. Students will spend one term in the pool learning lots of water polo, water fitness, aqua aerobics activities, and then a term on sports-specific training where students can help to develop their own fitness training program. Another course is competitive team sports. This will have many of the more common team sports. We expect students in this who select this course would really want to be in a highly competitive environment, even in their physical education class. So that's an opportunity for these students to have that experience. We do have a course in leadership that grows out of the competitive team sports program that again would only be open to students who've already had the competitive team sports program. And in this one, students take on a little more responsibility for leadership within the class, everything from equipment management to coaching and refereeing, doing some of the skills introduction and instruction to their fellow students. Those are the programs of the Wellness Education Department at Weston High School. If you have any questions, we'd encourage you to drop me an email. That's the best way to get in touch with me. And happy to answer any questions. We'll also make this PowerPoint with a little more detail available on the school website. Thanks very much.